How well served do you think your members are by the Democratic Party on the national level?
Well, look, let me just say this. No one can accuse us of only focusing on one political party when there's an issue. Look at what's going on in Philadelphia. We are out there being as focused on what Mayor Nutter hasn't done as on what Governor Corbett hasn't done. So we're going to speak truth to power about everything. But at the end of the day, the Democratic Party, dating back to FDR, has been out there speaking about working folk and how you have to have a safety net for working people. It's the Democratic Party that helped create Social Security. It's the Democratic Party that championed affordable health care. It's the Democratic Party that championed Medicaid and Medicare. It's the Democratic Party that's championed civil rights in this, in the last 100 years. It's the Democratic Party through Lyndon Johnson that championed the war on poverty. So at the end of the day, we're going to call out what's going on a local level or on a national level if we don't think that elected officials are serving the people who we care about, and those people are regular folks in communities throughout the country. So, I find it to be a false issue when, it's kind of parlor politics in Washington. Are you for the Democrats or are you for the Republicans? That's not what we're about. We're for the issues.
Do you think that there are lessons that labor more generally can take from AFT in terms of how you hold Democrats accountable or move that party in a direction that's favorable?
Look, I think that the issue becomes, how do you move issues of common concern to community? So for us, it's about, and so, if you look at this convention, the first resolution up was how community becomes the new density. This is probably the most important news out of this convention, which is Rich Trumpet talked about agenda of shared prosperity. But how do you make it happen? And so what we've seen throughout the country is that the labor movement has been the only entity that actually has some power to transform people's lives at both the bargaining table and the ballot box. And we have been under assault like never before, primarily by Republicans in 2010 and beyond that did not like that we were endorsing mostly Democratic candidates. And so you see as represented by ALEC, what the agenda was. Economic repression, voter suppression, and evisceration of public education. All of which actually takes rights away as opposed to empowering. So we've been against that. And mostly what happens is that you see Republicans who are on the opposite side of those issues that we champion. So I would actually prefer to focus on issues. And if Democrats support those issues, then we're with Democrats. If Republicans support those issues, then we're with Republicans. The issue for us is, how do you move an agenda so that you can actually fulfill the American dream, so that there are great neighborhood public schools, that there is a way of addressing income inequality. We have good housing, we have good health care, we have good retirement security. We have an American dream that basically says, if you work hard and play by the rules, that your family is going to do better than you did. Those are the issues of the American labor movement: economic justice and social justice, democracy. And so that's what we prefer to focus on. And so what you've seen today, all day, is nobody's talking about Democrats or Republicans. We're talking about issues and how to create power to raise the standard of living of most Americans. Americans who have really taken it in the chin over the past few years, including the people I care mostly about, the children of the United States of America. Teachers go into teaching, virtually all teachers go into teaching because they want to make a difference in the lives of children. So when you talk about the issues, then you're holding people accountable for not fulfilling what should be their responsibility to make people's lives better.